Welcome back to another video lecture series of financial market and instrument. So, if you have remembered, in our last class we had discussed about the development financial institutions, and in that we know that these specialized financial institutions are made, or we can say that those are established to bring development in the economy, and they are specialized bodies, those who are focusing on the development of some specific sectors, as we have discussed that they might be agriculture, infrastructure and other parts. So, these development financial institutions, when we are discussing, we have come across various institutions, those who have set up. We know that how these development financial institutions are emerged, what are their establishment and existence, and how there is changing scenario of these development financial institutions, and many other things we have discussed. So, during the course of our discussion, we come across that the first development financial institution was established in the year 1948, and that was the Industrial Finance Corporation of India. So, that we know that that is the first institution of or we can say that that is the first development financial institution of India after independence. So, what these development financial institutions or these first development financial institutions, let us today discuss in detail about that. So, in today's class we will be discussing very vividly about the IFCI. So, without much delay we will start about today's lecture series, that is on IFCI. So, the IFCI was the first specialized financial institution set up in India to provide term finance to large industries in India. And the main aim of the incorporation of IFCI was to provide long term finance to the manufacturing and industrial sector of the country. So, the main focus of this institution or the establishment of this institution was to promote the manufacturing and the industrial sector by providing them long term finance. And it was established on 1st of July 1948 under the Industrial Finance Corporation Act of 1948, and it was converted into a public company on 1st of July 1993 and is now known as Industrial Finance Corporation of India Limited. So, this institution that we had already know that IFCI is the first institution that was established under a special act, and it was established under the special act of 1948, and then and there only this institution was set up. But in the year 1993 it was converted into a public sector undertaking, and it is known as IFCI Limited. And we know that the main focus of this institution and the main motive of establishing this DFI is to promote the manufacturing and the industrial sector by giving them long term finance, and that is why also we call this IFCI and other DFIs also the term finance institutions. So, these are providing finance to the manufacturing and industrial sectors of India and help in the promotion and development of these institutions. So, IFCI manages 6 number of subsidiaries and 1 associate under its folder. So, IFCI is having 6 number of subsidiaries and 1 associate under it, and the head office of the Industrial Finance Corporation of India is in New Delhi. So, this is what is the structure is. Now, we will come to the objective of this IFCI, and as we know, the main objective of IFCI is to provide medium and long term financial assistance to large scale industrial undertakings, particularly when ordinary bank association does not suit the undertaking or finance cannot be profitably raised by the concerned issue of the shares. So, this is what the main objective of this IFCI is. As we know that for any developmental program or any developmental project, we can say there is a requirement of a subsequent period of time, or there is a requirement of a certain time period for the developmental sector activities. So, the already available financial institutions, moreover we can say of the commercial banks, they could not cater this, and the IFCI was established with the main motive or main objective, what we are saying, to facilitate these manufacturing and industrial sectors or manufacturing and industrial units by providing them medium term and long term finance, so that they will get considerable time for the developmental activity that they are carrying or pursuing. So, IFCI provide financial support for the diversified growth of industries across the spectrum, as we have said, and the financing activities cover various kind of projects such as airports, roads, telecom, power, real estate, manufacturing, service sector and such other allied industries. And during its 70 years of existence, if we will look into, then mega projects like Adani Mundra Ports, MGR Goa International Airport, Salasar Highways, NRSS Transmission, Raichur Power Corporation, etc. have been set up with financial assistance of IFCI. These are the major or mega projects that have been facilitated, or those are the one who take the assistance of the IFCI, and we can say that these are the credibility of IFCI, and these major projects are definitely adding to the development of the country. So, let us have a look on the functions of the IFCI. So, the first, what is the main function of the IFCI is to provide medium and long term loans and advances to industrial and manufacturing concerns. So, it looks into a few factors before granting any loans. They study the importance of the industry in our national economy, the overall cost of the project, and finally the quality of the product and the management of the company. So, if the above factors have a satisfactory result, the IFCI will grant the loan. We already know that IFCI is providing medium term and long term loans. This is the function. But apart from that, what it is doing, that before lending this money or before giving these loans to the sectors, it is looking after their credibility. We can say that what is the project they are taking up, what is the credibility of that project, what is the prospect of them, how they are going to work, what is the quality of manufacture, or what is the quality of the product that they are going to manufacture. So, these things also IFCI is looking into or inquire into before lending to these institutions. So, the Industrial Finance Corporation of India can also subscribe to the debentures that these companies issue in the market. So, not only the IFCI is providing finance to these sectors, it is also subscribing to the debentures that these companies are issuing in the market. And the IFCI also provides guarantee to the loans taken by such industrial companies. When a company is issuing shares or debentures, the Industrial Finance Corporation of India can choose to underwrite such securities. So, not only giving them long term and medium term loans, it is also inquiring about the type of product, the quality of product, the project they are taking up, what is the need and what is the contribution of that project will be to the country's economy, that also IFCI is looking after. It is also subscribing the debentures that in these development sectors are issuing to the market. Not only that, it also giving the service of underwriting. So, as we have know already that what underwriting is, that underwriting is taking care of selling out the shares, or we can say that committing to a certain number of shares that the company has issued of selling out them, or it is taking the responsibility a certain number of shares, and that is what underwriting is, and IFCI is also rendering the service of underwriting of the debentures or the shares that the companies are issuing. And it also guarantees deferred payments in case of loans taken from foreign banks in foreign currency. So, there is a special department, the Merchant Banking and Allied Services Department. They look after matters such as capital restructuring, mergers, amalgamations, loan syndications, etc. And in the process of promoting industrialization, the Industrial Finance Corporation of India has also promoted 3 subsidiaries of its own. They are namely the IFCI Financial Services Limited, IFCI Insurance Services Limited, and IFIN. So, it looks after the functioning and regulation of these 3 companies. And the Industrial Finance Corporation of India has also been beneficial for the import and export industry, and the cause of pollution control, energy conservation, import substitution, and many such initiatives many such initiatives and industries are also a part of the function of IFCI. And some sectors in particular have seen a lot of benefits. Some of these are agricultural based industries like paper, sugar, rubber, etc. Service industries like restaurants, hospitals, hotels, etc. And the basic industries in any economy like the steel, cement, chemicals, these are the sectors. And in capital and goods industries like electronics, fibers, telecom services, etc. So, these are, we can say, the specific sectors or the particular sectors those the IFCI is taking care of. We can say, we can segregate them as the agricultural based industries, the service industries, the basic industries like the cement, steel, etc., and the capital and goods industries like the electronics, fibers, telecommunication, etc. So, these are also coming under the IFCI folder. So, these are the various functions of the Industrial Finance Corporation of India. So, if we will see that it is giving a look into the wholesome development of those developing sectors. So, whether it is a agricultural sector, infrastructure sector, service sector, or the basic industrial sector, the IFCI is taking care of each developmental sector, and not only giving them loan, also giving them facilities like merchant banking facility. In that, what it is doing, it is not only giving the money, but also counseling them for how to do what or what is the next. So, if these industries are seeking the assistance of these institution or this IFCI, the IFCI also rendering the service of counseling them to what to do, when, what. IFCI is counseling them to do what and when. And not only that, it is also helping in a generation of public fund by giving them assistance in issuing the shares, debentures, and also underwriting the shares that is been issued by these companies. So, like that, so if you will look that this IFCI is not just a development financial institution who is giving the loan facility and giving a low rate of loan for a long period of time, but apart from that, it is rendering wholesome service from the startup to the end of the project. Throughout, he is like taking care and looking after for the rightful utilization of the resources and the proper utilization of the resources and the outcome that is expected from that particular industry and the benefit that the economy is supposed to get from that particular industry. So, we can say in whole that IFCI is functioning for the wholesome development of the specific sectors of the economy. So, now we will look into that what are the recent trends or recently what are the trends in this IFCI. So, in March 2015, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India has designated IFCI as a nodal agency. So, in 2015, IFCI is declared or designated by the government as a nodal agency, and IFCI is a nodal agency for implementing the Credit Enhancement Guarantee Scheme for scheduled castes. And its objective is to encourage entrepreneurship amongst the scheduled castes by providing credit enhancement guarantee to member lending institutions, that are the banks, and the banks are providing financial assistance to entrepreneurs belonging to scheduled caste community. So, this is what the recent trend or a recent step that has been taken, that this IFCI is the nodal agency which has been designated by the government, and this has a special power, or this is entitled with a special function of promoting the entrepreneurs those belong to the scheduled castes. So, the scheduled caste peoples are going to be encouraged by this provision that is been given by the IFCI, and they are encouraging those and they are encouraging those people for coming up and taking on various developmental projects and to be a part of the development. So, this is the recent trend that is there in IFCI. So, in overall we can say that IFCI is a development financial institution which is established as the first development financial institution of country, and till date it is working wholly and with a very focused manner for the development of the country's economy. So, this is what IFCI is. In our next classes, we will be discussing some of the other development financial institutions and many interesting facts. So, till then keep watching. Thank you.